welcome back to my channel. For those that are new here, hi, welcome. My name is Caitlin. Today's video is going to be the part 2 of my PCS tips and tricks and need to know information. So just like last video, I am going to be giving you 5 things that you can hopefully apply to your upcoming PCS. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, number 1. So the first question that I thought I would address is whether or not you should be tipping or feeding your movers. And this one's kind of a controversial one, and you're going to hear all sorts of answers ranging from no, why in the heck would I feed them? They're getting paid by the government, they can pack their own lunch, to it would be disrespectful not to feed them. And the short and simple answer is no. There is no written rule stating that you must feed or tip your movers. And actually recently I saw an article that was being shared on one of the military spouses pages that I follow, stating that the government actually recommends that we do not tip or feed them because this creates unrealistic expectations for those that might not be able to afford to feed all their movers and or tip each individual one. And I could probably do a whole video on this, but we'll save that for a later time. The real answer is do what you feel is right or is within your means. I'll go ahead and share my own story of what we did. So on our pack out side, we did decide to go ahead and feed them since they were there all day, and we felt that they were working super hard. They were understaffed because someone didn't show up for the day, so we only had 2 movers to feed. On day 1, I went ahead and ordered pizza and we had a case of soda. I figured they could grab what they want and then they went and ate in their truck. On day 2, I got sandwich sliders and same thing, a case of soda, and they were able to help themselves and go eat in their cars. This kept them on the job site, and I just thought it was well deserved. On the other side of things, when we got our stuff delivered, we chose not to tip or feed them. However, I would highly recommend that you keep cold bottled water in the fridge. They were working really hard. It is hot here in Guam, and that was there at their disposal. So, like I said, that's what I personally did, but it's up to you in the end. There's no right or wrong answer. Do what you feel is right. Number 2, and this one is going to be kind of a no-brainer one, but one that's highly important, and that is make sure that you read everything that you're signing and that you understand and agree with it. This one got me into a little bit of trouble when it came to shipping my vehicle, but that's a story and a video for another time that's going to be coming your way shortly. Today we are strictly sticking to the PCSing and moving side of things. So you are going to be signing a ridiculous amount of documents. We're talking like 10 plus, ranging from a master list of items that are going to be going on the truck to initialing labels that are going to seal off all your crates and a high value item list that you create. So in our case, one of the documents stated that all of our crates were sealed on site and that I agreed with that. However, one of our items is a Tempur-Pedic mattress, and it could not just go into any crate with all the other stuff because it form fits and it would ruin our expensive mattress. So they actually had to take our mattress back to their facilities to specially crate it. And so I didn't feel right saying that I saw that all of my crates were sealed on site. And so I didn't agree with that. I spoke up. They were able to put a little annotation in there stating that they had to take that back, and that just covered my butt if anything happened. Another thing to look out for is making sure that your SKUs they write down for your high value item list matches what you saw. Little things like that. It's just important to read what you're signing and keep an eye out, speak up if you don't understand or see something is wrong. Number 3 is going to be what items should you be putting on your high value list? And if you're anything like me, this question kind of confused you because they gave you no direction and there's no rules about what should be going on this list. So my first thought was my couch. It's over $1,000. Should that go on the list? What about my TVs, my bedroom set, things of that nature? And the answer is there's no right or wrong answer. And so with that, I'll go ahead and just tell you what we decided to put on our list. So we put both our TVs, our Xbox, or any other gaming consoles. We put my husband's gaming laptop. I decided to put my KitchenAid mixer because that is something that I've seen is easily broken and people have complained about. We chose to put our Tempur-Pedic mattress and our smart mattress base because we are still making payments on that, and so if it was broken, I'd want it fixed. Basically, we chose to put anything that was going to be easily broken or that someone could steal and make for quick cash. And that is what I recommend you guys put on your list. Now, one thing that I want to note is that anything of sentimental value, do not put this on your list. This is something that you're not even going to want to pack. This is something you're going to want to carry with you guys or pack in your suitcases. Because if it gets lost, it is not replaceable. You can't put a cash value on it, even though it is a high value item to you. Alrighty guys, the fourth thing that I want to talk about today is going to be when should you do your pack out or ship your household goods. Now keep in mind, this is for those of you that are PCSing overseas, not state to state. I don't have any personal experience with state to state since we did the overseas move. But my recommendation to all of you is to ship your stuff as soon as possible. Keep in mind that going overseas, it takes a 2 to 3 month turnaround rate to receive your stuff. Since it does have to go overseas, then it has to go through customs before finally getting to you. So with our personal experience, we didn't have to report to our command until March 1st. We chose to ship our stuff mid-December. Now granted, our timeline supported this since we had so much travel in between. My husband had to go to Chicago for school. We then took some leave and visited family back in Texas before we finally reached our destination in Guam. But really shipping our stuff as early as possible came down to, in the beginning, we'd rather be without our stuff while we had friends and family to help support us and let us borrow things as we needed it, versus on the receiving end where we didn't know anyone and had no one to reach out to. And also, right now, because of COVID, the loan locker where you could typically borrow furniture or other household goods was shut down. So keep that in mind. I just highly recommend shipping your stuff as soon as possible because it is a longer turnaround rate to go overseas. The fifth and final tip that I have for you guys today is to double check your movers' work and that they did in fact pack everything. Movers are humans, they make mistakes, and they are going to rely on you to double check their work. So in my case, I discovered that they forgot to pack my entire cabinet underneath my kitchen sink. They were almost done packing and loading everything onto the truck when I discovered this, so they did have to pop up a box last minute and pack that. And so, like I said, they are forgetful. Double check, that way you don't miss out on having certain things of yours packed. Alright guys, well that wraps up this video. Let me know in a comment down below if you found any of this information or these tips and tricks helpful. And go ahead and like this video, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys!